a protest like this taking place in downtown New York in a sensitive area like Wall Street, and there's virtually no coverage. I found this piece in the Huffington Post this morning. There are a couple of articles on Op-Ed News. There's something on the city pages of the New York Times the other day, but virtually mass media coverage is non-existent. Apparently, it is too threatening to corporate interests to acknowledge it. In his very nice piece, Keith Olbermann discussing this points out right-wing protest involving the Tea Party, for example, it would be getting massive coverage, including on Fox News. But so far as I have been able to determine, because these are ordinary Americans who are protesting the difficult economic times in which they are living, and the failure of the government to take appropriate actions to deal with the unemployment problem, which now affects as many as 25 million Americans. They are putting it on the back burner. They are suppressing it, and it's really quite startling. I would say the average American who derives his news principally from television would have no idea that this protest movement is taking place. I would draw a comparison with another illustration that those who are following politics, in particular the Republican presidential campaign, are experiencing, namely the candidate who seems to have the greatest durability, the most consistent support, whose financial raising and whose straw poll successes are making him notable to those who are paying attention, is Representative Ron Paul from Texas. But while Ron Paul is doing extremely well, the media are ignoring his campaign. Even when he does better than other candidates, they discuss the candidates such as Michelle Bachmann before they discuss Ron Paul, and it's startling. I would say anyone who wants to ask themselves whether or not the media in America is dominated by a small number of corporations, and they number 5 that control 90 to 95% of what the American people see and hear in television and in the newspapers. Trace the campaign of Ron Paul, and you're going to find just absolutely astonishing distortion, misrepresentation, and mostly suppression. And I think the answer is rather obvious. Ron Paul is an anti-war candidate. He wants to end the American empire, close the bases worldwide, save the money, restore the country to constitutional government. He wants to end the Fed, which is a printing press that enriches the most rich and powerful. What he wants to do is very, very important for the American people, but it's not getting any coverage either. So I think what we have here is yet another stunning example of the mass media suppressing information that the American people and indeed the rest of the world deserve to know.